Day 2, it's January 20th, get around 4:45 PM Eastern Standard Time, doing a target for Michael. It's going to get started here. He said he would send me a task yesterday, and then he just said, "Okay, go today." So I'm assuming there's there. I'm already getting data for it. It's like a big scooped feeling downward, which I've had before, kind of angled, and these have always been the data packets, so it feels very tall. I'm gonna zoom into this. And it feels kind of AOL of a person standing at the bottom of a well, where there's light shining from above them, and they're at the bottom of this long vertical shaft. So the area that I'm seeing in my mind is like this circular structure thing that's curved. It's just like the psychic space around them, but it's tall and elevating above them. Um, it feels like it's bottomed, but that the top is open and cylindrical, kind of implying that there's a way out there. But there's also, it feels like there's this person who's standing not at the total bottom, not at the peak of it, but like slightly above. So, who are you? Going to bring you forward, getting their shape. I think it's female, very feminine vibe. I'm having the whole soft white, glowy blue astrally feeling from them. What is your purpose to the tasking? Something about a state of being. All super woo stuff, like oneness with the universe, connection. And this seems to be in relation to the tasker, who's Michael. What is your relationship to Michael? Seeing like two hands clasped together, kind of snaking forward, basically like a guide. AOLs of Lucifer, the light bearer, bringing light. This is all hilarious data given my jokes recently with Josh. Okay. If you're guiding from there, let's say like we're present day or something, or present to wherever the point of the tasking is. Where is it that we're trying to go? It seems like a winding, descending path downward. And I had an AOL of like one of those, they're always in video games, the stone paths that lead down into some like cavernous cave. And she's holding a lantern, basically showing the way down this descent. So let's go to this area. I'm going to zoom in. What is this space that we're looking at? AOL of the hero's journey, where you embark on something, you go into the abyss, and like this cave is a symbolic representation of that abyss. And it seems it's putting up together like Mario 64. There's all these different station points where it's like, this is where you're going to do this and this. And it's kind of like a facility for different experiences. And that's the abyss, like the part where there's like the hard work that happens. And in the hero's journey, after the abyss, you come out getting kind of like, yeah, that's correct. But it feels like the descension into this space lasts a good chunk of time. Okay. I kind of want to know about any of the events that it's discussing, like the turmoil and types of things that are within here. It feels like there's like five stations of things to do, but it kind of feels semi-infinite. What would be the most important thing if this is for some sort of growth or development that it would be? I'm getting a little data packet there. I'm going to open it up. Flood of emotions. There's painful, nervous, fear-based emotion. AOL of being like a kid going on a school bus for the first time alone and constantly living in that fear state and needing to turn that around to not have that state, but to be in the same situation and experience it in a different way. in a way that's the whole light and love thing where you feel light density, not like light. You feel light dense wise and you go forward with a loving nature. You just are happy to be there. You look at all these experiences in a good light. It seems like a perspective switch. And now I'm getting the whole hermetic pendulum thing where we're talking about that fear-based thing and the love-based thing being on the same pendulum spectrum. And this is one trait that's very far to the in my visual thing, the left. It's like maxed out, and that needs to get shifted over to the right. Let's close out that one. What would be the next thing in this dungeon dojo to tackle according to this guide? I'm opening up this one. Ale of an office. Office space, the gray, dull, dreary, mundane office that if you take my red stapler, I'm going to burn the house down. And I'm getting the sense, like the feeling of being in my flow state when I work, where when I'm in my flow state, I love it. And this is being presented as like happily stamping papers, which is funny. Okay. The words love what you do came across my mind. So the second one seems to be similar to the first one, but really like love what you do for work. Let's zoom back out. Should we do number 3? Okay, number 3 feels like it has to do with health. Gonna open up that one. I'm just seeing lots of fresh foods, nourishment. Your body is a temple. Red beets, lots of things that grow in the ground with leafy green things on top. So carrots and that type of stuff. And like internally, I feel hungover, where my body aches, and then it's like drinking this smoothie of beets and carrots and all this stuff, and then there's this calm, cool, mellowy feeling going throughout my body, kind of how I feel after drinking a kale shake. Interesting. Take care of yourself. Um, Closing that packet. It seems like there's only 2 more. I can't even stop it. The next one, the 4th one, AOL of 7 chakras, but then AOL also of just a solid staircase in the middle of an empty room and climbing it. And at the top, there's like a sun disk, one of those Egyptian sun disk things that goes behind everyone's head, the Christ consciousness enlightenment stuff. So that one seems to be on the spiritual plane, which now I'm analyzing it basically being like there's like emotional, there's mental / work stuff, there's physical, this is spiritual. And then the 5th one, AOL quintessence. What is this 5th one? Oh, that feels cool. It feels like a soul sphere bubble, kind of like I had in the raw session, where it feels like this is your soul. AOL of Josephine McCarthy's Quareia, the name of her whole shtick is that you're basically like a rough rock, but the act of going through this process makes you a smooth stone. And what did we do? We went down into the cave, which is the quarry, in order for you to do this thing and harden it. God, now I'm in AOL Drive. The lantern thing is kind of like Super Bota, builders of Adidam or Adidam. Okay, we're zooming out. I went to the 5 stations. There's more things down there. It seems like it hit all the planes in the quintessence, which is you. Guide seems to be happy with that. And it very much like a threshold guardian who's standing guard at the bottom of this gate. There's the long winding stone thing up this cave. And I'm granted passage to go back. When I go back up, I'm now in that vertical thing, but it's horizontal. And this is major AOL drive because this is all the stuff that I've been currently doing spiritually and stuff, which is stupid. But there's the ray of light, the symbol of the dove coming down, which is the divine, your soul, consciousness stuff. I had told you recently about the Annunciation, AOL driving that hard, but I'm still in the hole. But the light's shining down, I'm in the hole. I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going out on top. AOL of this being like a pimple pore. It just is the shape of what they show in those commercials, but like 6 stories tall. So I'm at the top of it now, looking out. AOL of being in the Matrix, where this is like your life pod, but you are in a sea of other life pods. Where that is dark. All the pods are like this glowing red, fleshy material. It doesn't look anything like the Matrix. It's just the same sort of vibe. But it's kind of floating in this nebulous space that no one's aware of. There's all these pockets and folding, like waves of space where there's all these pockets on it. This feels higher dimensional, like something that like is unseen and it's just trying to map it onto my 3D reality. Okay. So going back to this person, if the person who's gestaltically in this is this female, and there's the whole Quareia thing going on, AOL Josephine McCarthy, she just seems happy, like, this is my quest, my mission, my vision. This is the path that I'm on, raising myself, going through the quarry, the gauntlet, self-improvement, all that on every plane. I'm going to call it end session, and I'm going to ask you for feedback. Pinging you in chat. He responded. You responded, Michael. I am the target. That's fucking cool. Not sure what the feminine vibes are about, but that makes sense then, because I'm obsessed with the hero's journey, obsessive principles, all that stuff. I kept relating it back to what I experienced, like eating healthy, doing that, the fear of being on a bus. Those are all my experiences. And this whole process is me going through to get this. But then at the end, it's like, wow. Huh. Food for thought. Good session. Thanks. Ending at 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard. What'd you think? That was probably one of my favorite sessions that I have ever done. And it was just a quick one. I was exchanging what we call micro targets, where we just kind of pick something. I think the last one that he had sent me, which usually we didn't even do TRNs, was just a flashlight. And, you're describing something cylindrical and hard and stuff like that. And then, you pick something up and you're like, here's a bio and there's this crazy story. And when you do it this way, you're given that freedom with all of these levels where you can go explore. As you know, I didn't really do stages and stuff. I just went and took it and explored it. But, the target before and the target after, going in, doing normal gestaltic explanations and stuff. So I think this is one of the things that's incredible about this visual RV method. And for me, that's what I was experiencing. I was experiencing all these visuals. I'm interacting with it. I'm moving with my hands. I'm going through the whole motion. And it opens up that expression way to give you all of the things, the freedom to explain all the data that you're getting. And I think that opens up the floodgates and it results in more. So all that stuff that you heard, very personal. There's the 5 planes there, and the quintessence is you, meaning me. Not sure what the female vibes are about, obviously. But it seems like my soul may be that or something. But yeah, I feel like there's so much more that we can do with this stuff than just, describing a mug on a table or something. These are the fun sessions that I really like, and it is super personal, but I do think this is a good one to share. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.